Alright, what's up you guys? Welcome to a late night edition of Shark News, as it looks like we might have the official pre-orders go up for the GIJOE Classified Stealer and Shortfuse 2-pack, as well as Ghost Viper, which to my surprise is a Walmart exclusive. Now, well, according to some collectors, already knew that it was going to be a Walmart exclusive. However, this is kind of the first time I'm hearing about it, just because I always thought that Walmart's Collector Con was always like 2 events, and usually it's like in the beginning of the year, and then we have like another one near San Diego Comic-Con, and then the remainder of the year is just nothing, right? At least that was my assumption. However, I don't think that this is going to be a Walmart Collector Con, and it could be, and if I'm wrong, I'll be sure to update you guys in another video, but it appears that the Ghost Viper will be a Walmart exclusive, which we'll get into in just a little bit. But I mentioned in my previous Shark News video that if we ever were to get official product shots for the Stealer and Shortfuse 2-pack, which is scheduled to be a Target exclusive, that means the pre-order should be right around the corner. So according to the folder that I have here with the images, we have Stealer and Shortfuse set to go up for pre-order soon, I suppose. But let's quickly take a look at these, just a few of these images, not all of them, as I will do a live stream later in the week and we'll discuss more about these as a whole. But let's take a look at the packaging first. Here we go. And this looks pretty cool. I mean, the fact that we have finally 2 figures that will almost complete the original 13 in the GIJOE Classified line, that's just something that a lot of collectors have been anticipating for. And I feel like with the green shirt army builder, that would definitely be right up the alley going with these 2 figures. Now, hear me out. I would have honestly preferred that. Now, this is kind of like going off topic a quick bit, but if we had the green shirt army builder, the retro one, coming out soon, then it would have been more ideal if we had the some type of Haslab to coincide with the 2 packs, because everything is more green and in unison, which would have been 100% more in its aesthetic of the green color scheme. So, but because the GIJOE team went more in the Arctic route with the snow characters, I think it's kind of a missed opportunity. However, it's fine. But either way, both, it says Ralph, Stealer, Pulaski, and Shortfuse, they look freaking awesome, and the packaging looks dope. But let's take a look at another figure or image here. We have this one, and this one looks pretty sick because we know that I just love this 2-pack. It definitely screams out GIJOE to me. It gives me that this is this is the GIJOE that I loved collecting before they kind of went into that whole sci-fi ninja aesthetic route. Even though Snake Eyes was kind of always there, but he was kind of different before he became more of a ninja. However, when I think of the original 13 GIJOEs, I think of characters where they're, you know, aside from Scarlet and Snake Eyes, who had their different uniforms, but the rest of them, they were more like in that green aesthetic, and this kind of gives me that original first Marvel issue comic book that has all the original 13 characters go on a secret mission, so to stop Cobra Commander. So I feel like this kind of runs in that same parallel of fantastic looking figures. And even if you are not a fan of Stealer and Shortfuse, if you just happen to be one of those collectors that are not a fan of these and want to, you know, wait for them later, you can always use these as other characters if you so prefer, because if you remember from the original O-rings of GIJOEs, people would kit bash those all the time, and, you know, you take out the O-rings and incorporate other figures in there as well. So you can always customize these as other fodders if you prefer, or other troopers and background troopers if you so prefer, something to give you more of a military feel for your green shirt army builders. And I think that would be you know, right up your alley if you're someone that doesn't want the original 13. But in my opinion, you cannot go wrong with these because these are fantastic looking figures, and I think this guy just or both of them, they look great. Then last but not least, let's just take a look at this one, and this is kind of like the final send off, because once we get these images, you know, then we know that the 2-pack or the figures will go up for pre-order soon. I still don't know when the official date is, so for those of you that are better than I am when it comes to dates, if you want to let me know in the comments below, go ahead. Maybe other collectors will benefit from it. But Steeler though, awesome. I mean, I just love the gloves on him, the greens, and then just the outfit, the boots and the browns. I mean, it just gives me again that entire G.I. Joe vibe. I mean, it's like the weapons are sick. You got the bandages on the weapons, and I think I've seen that weapon before. I don't know. It seems very familiar to me. Maybe Outback? I don't think so. No, it could be new. I don't know. Whatever. But we have those same fire flame effects that we've seen before in numerous figures before. So I have no issue with them reusing these because it's just regular firepower. There's really nothing wrong with that. Shortfuse looks awesome. Nice hairstyle, kind of more in that darker green tones. So it kind of reminds me of the Cobra Island Breaker, but yeah, I mean, like all those figures can just run together, which makes it so sick. So I hope there's a collector out there that can kind of put all of them together, the characters that are wearing all the green color tones, which will definitely make the collection pop a lot more. So otherwise, the figures, they look pretty great. I mean, you really can't go wrong with these, but I'll go more in detail with these in a future live stream, but for now, we'll just do like a brief overview of them. And then we have the back of the packaging, which, let's see if there's anything we can see here. Maybe, oh, we have the mass device effects in the background, so looks like we're continuing the mass device background effects. I mean, I don't know if there's a build-a-figure for the, or like a build-a-device for the mass device kind of thing, but those background tents look pretty cool. We got more of those cube, I don't know what you want to call them, in the background, and then the photography itself just looks sick, and just having both the characters wear the helmets, that looks awesome. So yeah, I can't wait to see collectors kind of pose these guys and give it like a better deal with it. So that's sick. All right, next I want to quickly go over Ghost Viper. Now again, this is more of a newer information for me because, you know, it was stated to be a Walmart exclusive, but again, I was always under the assumption that Walmart CollectorCon only had 2 events, so if it's not a CollectorCon, it'll probably just go up on Walmart's website. Again, I still don't know the date for them just yet, but if we take a look at Ghost Viper, which we have already seen the official reveal of Ghost Viper during San Diego Comic-Con. He was already on display, so he kind of goes he goes hand in hand with Crystal Ball as the army builders for Crystal Ball. You got the Viper head sculpt with the skull deco. You got the translucent wolves, which looks pretty sick. You got the snake heads, and then the serpents, backpacks, and all these cool little, you know, effects, the translucent effects to go with Crystal Ball, or you can use with these Ghost Vipers, which, to be quite honest, it's very impressive. I actually like it. I think they look pretty sick together. So the weapons are fine. I feel like we've seen these weapons before, and as much as I know a lot of people might be pissed off that they don't have Crystal Ball or had their Crystal Balls canceled, I think that at least they put the Ghost Vipers in unison in color schemes with Crystal Ball, so at least they both work together with the grays and browns. So I think that's freaking fantastic. And then here's a better image of Ghost Viper with the wolf and then the snake. Yeah, I mean, that just I actually love that helmet. I think that helmet looks really great. It's a very it's a brand new character, so it's like, even though it has like the Viper body, it definitely has like that very cool futuristic style to it, and I think it's a pretty strong looking helmet, to be honest. One of the things that I'm not really a fan of, which I've mentioned before during the live stream, is the alternate head sculpts that he comes with. So I want to quickly just go over these. You can see that the snake serpent head, the translucent one that goes as an alternate head, it sits way too high on this. I'm not a fan of that. I think that looks bad. They could have utilized it a lot better, and I understand why, because it has like those fangs on the side and stuff, or the whatever you want to call them. But it rides way too high on the torso, and it just does not look appealing whatsoever. And again, we'll talk about this more on a live stream. The same incident kind of goes for the wolf head sculpt. Now this is kind of a different posing, but if you look at it straightforward, it still has that same technique as the snake head. So it rides a little way too high, but I like where they were going with it, and I love how they have the moon in the background with the green lights and stuff. So other than that, oh, of course, the packaging looks sick. It says Ghost Viper, dread inducing responsive energy and with beasts. That looks awesome. So packaging, I love it. No complaints there. And then the back of the packaging. Oh, so here we have a better image with the wolf head, but everything else looks fine. I don't see anything at the moment that I can. Is that anyone? I thought that was somebody in the corner there. Or anyways, so that is the GIJOE Classified Ghost Viper and Shortfuse and Stealer 2-pack. So keep up to date on my channel, and thank you guys so much for subscribing, as I will post these links and pre-orders in the post tab page. And again, thank you guys all for subscribing to the channel. Thank you for supporting it, and I will talk to you all in the next episode.